What's up? I'm sitting on my fucking ankle. Oh. We'll retry that. Little pineapple juice here. What's up? I haven't made an actual video in a minute, and it's probably because I've been lazy. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. It's rather late. Got home from work, and I took a nap on accident. Not on accident. I kind of laid down, wanted to read a book, and then out of nowhere, it became asleep. Pretty much like a good 6 hours. 9:30 when I woke up, and it is now 12:42. I had to cook, do some other things, and then I edited some shorts. I want to make this video just to discuss, because I don't know if I'll ever beat the game. I'm going to definitely, hopefully, try to log some hours in it tomorrow. Like, I'm going to play it tomorrow. How much I'm going to do before I get fucking irritated, or how much I will actually ever finish, we don't know. I personally kind of told myself if I don't beat the games, I don't deserve to review them, because then it's like I can't justify my opinion that way, which is false completely. I could review a game that's shit and not have beaten it, but then it's just kind of like, I should have just turned the chair. I've like rotated my body, but the last time I turned my chair to you guys, I put a hole in my fucking wall. So air on the side, just leaning here, looking at you, looking at me, wondering what the fuck he's talking about. So, Avowed is probably the most disappointing thing I've had to experience this year. We haven't beaten it, and I've put 10.2 hours into this game. I spent $70 on it because I do not have Game Pass. Maybe I should get Game Pass. I just am tired of having like 1,500 subscriptions. I don't have 1,500 subscriptions. I have gym membership, Crunchyroll, High Dive, which I'll probably cancel because I've watched all the exclusive stuff on there that I've wanted to, but that's $5, so it's like, maybe I keep it. But then people are like, well, Game Pass is like $5 or something stupid like that, and I'm like, I don't. The only game I would have wanted off Game Pass was Avowed, and it turned out to be a fucking turd. Like, I would have much rather the developers piss in my face and then try to tell me that it's raining than make me spend $70 for a game that I don't even like. The jokes fucking suck dick, right? The characters are fucking stupid. Kai, I wish I could just fucking bitch smack that motherfucker across his blue ass face, hold his head down in some fucking water and be like, can you breathe? Can you breathe? And then you got that little ass dwarf. Like, I thought, here's me watching. Like, I'm not going to play a video. I'm not going to go through all that editing to do that. Sorry, I'm just going to explain it to you. I'm sitting here listening to this dwarf talk in a tavern, and he said something like Nimdut. I don't know the lore of the world that I'm in, so I had no idea Nimdut was a fucking group of people. And if you don't know what a Nimdut is, if you remember Garlak or whatever the fucking dude's name was, the little blue guy that was covered in fur but yet had thicker fur that grew into a beard over his other fur, which... explain that shit to me. I've never met a dog with facial hair that you didn't shave into the facial hair. Like, but he has it. You know, that's part of their fucking people. Stupid motherfucker. I tried to stab that dude too. Can't kill him. Fun fact. Arm went through him. He's like, no, what are you doing? Come over here. We gotta walk over here. And I'm like, fucking die, you little midget. And didn't work. Didn't work. Couldn't kill him. He does get killed for me, though. But even then, let's complain about that before I bitch about, or tell you the rest. They have in this game a scene where, not a scene, you don't get to see it because it's probably too much for the people, but he's hanging. Like, someone noosed him, right? He's dead. But, get this, the rope, I've never seen it. You know, I've never been hung from a tree, right? So, physics, I might not understand it. The rope sits here on his fucking chinny chin chin, and it's loose enough to where he should have just fallen out of it, but maybe I'm not deep enough into the game after my 10.2 hours of playing so far to know if he's not dead, right? Maybe we'll never know, because this game is the most difficult thing I've ever tried to fucking sit down and play. Here, he would have fallen out backwards, right? The rope isn't even tight around his, like, if you're going to hang someone, do it properly. Put the rope around the base of around the whole entirety of their neck so it comes down tight so it breaks or fucking strangles them and kills them. He's literally just levitating on his chin with a rope. He's just dead. Doesn't make sense. then it makes sense to me. But hey, whatever. What do I know? I've never hung someone or hung myself, so I can't tell you if that's proper or right. But from other movies that I've seen and things we've had to read in history and stuff like that, it seems that they really get in there on it. You know what I mean? It doesn't just rest right here and he's like, oh no, I'm dead. Fucking stupid. The Nimdut is what we were talking about before I went on that little rant. The Nimdut is a person. It is those hairy creatures. I thought the dwarf dude was saying some type of slang word in the Avowed universe, and I thought that part was hilarious. But that's the only fucking joke that they give that I thought was funny. Everything else is just random. They'll be like, yeah, and he's like, I fucked a cow, and you're like, shut up, Kai, what are you talking about? Like, how that, none of the jokes hit. The game, for me, I didn't understand because, like, the first hour, 2 hours, I was like, this is pretty cool. This is pretty fun. I don't see what they're talking about. And the game was released 5 days earlier for $120. $60 because of taxes. It's actually $50, but because of taxes, $60 extra dollars more than you would have paid for the base, which is $70, which this game is not worth its weight in fucking salt, right? Like I said, I'd rather the developers just pissed in my face, gave me a golden shower, let me dance in your urine instead of having to fucking do this. I can't return the game, couldn't return it because by the time I realized it was dog water, was 3 hours in, and everyone's like, it's okay. I'm not going to fucking sit here and tell you it's okay. Don't waste your fucking money on it, all right? This isn't a review because I haven't beaten it. But from the little bit that I do know, if you've clicked this hoping I would tell you something, the only you could end the video now, don't buy the fucking game. Don't waste your time. I played some trash-ass games, some shitty indie games. I've played some fucking turds, and they're funner than this thing is. They make more sense. The story's cooler. The only reason I'm making this video, main reason I'm making this video, is to either just say that, hey, if I can't, for whatever reason, find momentum or force myself to sit and play it or find what it is that I actually enjoy about the game, the magic system's okay. Right, it's decent, but there's no, your mana doesn't regen on its own. So it's like, okay, if I run out of fucking potions and I don't have anything put into strength or my fucking swords abilities, which I'm not a spell, I didn't want to build a spell blade. So it's like I went all magic. So if that doesn't, that's paint, by the way, not semen, for you dirty fucks out there. God damn it. But a mage, because I prefer magic builds. But there's no replenishing of mana that I've ran into. I might have done something wrong. I am genuinely just trying to rush through this fucking turd. Right? It's like I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm thinking it's time to wipe, and then I fart and more poo comes out. And I'm like, God dang it, another hour of the streamed it a little bit, but enough to know that, like, I've never genuinely been this let down for something that I was looking forward to. Like I said, I spent $70 on it. Some people spent $120 to get it 5 days earlier. And in that 5 day span before the game came out, I tried to avoid watching anything, tried to avoid not seeing it. But by day 2, the amount of videos that I saw people shitting on this really got me disheartened. So I was like, I had to watch a few. I was like, okay, what am I was like, nah, that's their opinion, man. It's going to be different for me. It's going to be genuinely different for me. I played for 2 hours and it was sweet. And then it became very evident what everyone was talking about. And I've seen enough people shit on it and then try to, like, you know, kind of like be nice, like, it's okay. It's just okay. And then other people are like, well, you know, Then I've heard some dumbass shit like the developer's like, well, if you don't like it, it just wasn't for you. Then who the fuck was it for? Right? I love open world games. You said this game was going to be something similar to Skyrim, one of my fucking favorite games. Bethesda makes great games. Fallout, Skyrim. There's other games, but those are like the two universes that I genuinely like. Well, it's Elder Scrolls and then the Fallout. Those games I love. Morrowind was great. Oblivion was great. Skyrim was great. The fucking original 2 Fallouts were fucking great. Fallout 3 was hands down one of my fucking favorite games. I've never played New Vegas. One day I will probably stream it and play it. But right now, 4 was decent. 76 was a fucking turd. I still think it's a turd. Outside of that, those games are great. Don't compare your game to that and then expect people to be like, it's okay that it didn't turn out anything like that. You're shooting for the moon, you landed amongst the stars. Like, no. You made a horrible fucking game, charge people $70 fucking dollars for it, and it's nothing. Like, it is just shit. To me, it's shit, and it's so hard for me to get to the point where I'm like, I want to beat it so I can just eat it alive in a review. and just say what I want to say about it. I've said a little bit here, but like, I can't pay it justice until I get to the end of the game. Maybe I get to the end of the game, I'm like, damn, okay, that story was cool, which I have no idea what's going on in the fucking story. Or maybe I could make up some bullshit and be like, oh, it was actually really, really good, or it was mid. Like, this is below mid. I wouldn't even say this is deserving of the mid title. Like, a big company made this, and you based it for an audience that it wasn't. I don't know who the fuck you made the audience. Like, it's not for me. Right? It's not for me or everyone else who plays open world RPGs or has a background in playing games like that, right? It's not for them, but it's for the fucking 5 people that are like, oh, it's great. It's great. And all the fucking reviewers that have reviewed it and gave it good things. When you look at it, you're like, that kind of sounds more like a promotion or you trying to sell me the product instead of you giving a general synopsis of what the game is. Like, it's like, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I don't fucking know. The game is not fun to me, and I am struggling so hard to want to even stream it, to want to even play it. And like I said, tomorrow, if all else fails, if I can't force myself through the next possibly maybe 20 hours, because the fucking dialogue, the fucking talking to people, the whatever they're trying to do world building wise is just so fucking miss. Right? I've never had a golden shower, but I want one more now than ever than sit down and play this fucking game. $70? Piss in my face instead. How about that? How about I just go back, you give me my money back, I'll let you urinate on me. Who made the game? Who made the fucking game? I don't get it. It pisses me off because I can sit down and play some pretty shitty games and then be cool about it and be like, oh, that was all right. This one, I can't, and I haven't had a game like this in years that I haven't been able to sit down and actually get through. I kept hearing all the horror stories of what the gaming industry has been up to and how things are becoming woke or this and that, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm not here to like bitch about politics or care if someone can be a them or a they or if someone can like, oh, this woke, but like, I don't care. I just want to play a game, and if it's all in the game and somehow the game's still good, I don't give a fuck about the undertones, right? I'm here to escape fucking normality by going into like a fantasy world, which is what Avowed should have been. And it has not been that for me. Avowed has been a literal me dragging my face across some fucking nails, hoping that it punctures deep enough for the blood to just spew out and I get fucking lightheaded and I find it fun. But like, no, it hasn't. And I just needed to make the video saying, hey, I'm going to try to play as much as I can so I can genuinely give it a review. I don't think I'm going to make any content out of it Avowed outside of like some shorts maybe. The game, I can't even fathom who sat down and played this and went, this is good. This is really good. Someone out there had to, you know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks. We all have different kinks. You know, what turns me on might not turn you on, but like this game is to the point where like there's a principle I live by. It doesn't fit, don't force it, right? That's something that I live by. And this thing is not fitting at fucking all. And if it feels this way after playing it tomorrow when I stream, then I'm done. I'm going to have to be fucking done. And I want to beat it just so I can literally say that this game is dog shit and is just like Concord and could have been better off if you took your time and built something for a community of people that actually mattered and not a small like Reddit echo chamber that you seem to have made it for. Like you just hopped in there like, oh my God, this sounds like a great idea. Like these 5 people like it, but you ignored the 5,000 or 50,000 people over here that were like, I wouldn't do that, but you could do this. And you're like, fuck their money. We're going to take these 5 people and we're going to praise them. And we made the game. And these 50,000 people over here who don't like the game, we're just going to tell them, hey, it wasn't for you, right? The quirkiness of the game is the fact that it's so shitty and so stupid and you can't do these things. No, you are wrong. You are literally avoiding admitting you have made a fucking piece of shit. And you're like, who says that? I keep seeing people say that the developers have said some crazy things. I haven't taken my time to read any of these articles because I see them pull the articles up and I'm like, okay, well, this is fucking great. I'm one of the people who spent $70 on the game while the people making the game saying, oh, because you don't enjoy it, it wasn't meant for fucking you. Then who the fuck was the game made for then? If it wasn't made for someone who enjoys that style of games. So I just don't know what I like. I'm sorry that you do and I don't. Like, okay, sit on that. But yeah, if I can't suffer through it, because I'm to the point now where like there will be no content outside of shorts and a review and this video if I beat it, because I'm not going to sit through and edit it. There's nothing there to edit. There's only a dead world where nothing makes sense and people pretend to talk, and I don't have telepathy, so I can't interact or hear their conversations outside of the piss poor jokes and just stupid, long, drug out fucking dialogue that I have to sit and be like, so you want me to kill what again? What's going on? Genuinely pissed because I spent money on this, and I for months had been looking forward to this, and before I even played it, because of what you've created, was shit on. And what really set me off was the fact that they could compare it to a game that came out in 2006, and some of you might know what I'm talking about. They compared Avowed to Oblivion, and Oblivion shit on this. Shit on it. If I can beat it all, I'll beat it all, and I'll give a review and give my honest opinion. But right now, I'm genuinely worried because I've been avoiding it by playing horror games and games that cost less, that look better, play better, have deeper stories, and are more fun overall than this game has been in the 10 hours that I've put in. So, if I can't finish it, I guess I'm sorry to the 4 people who might actually enjoy the game, or whoever was watching and they're like, man, Nate, you never finished. But like, I don't know if I can. We'll see. Tomorrow I hopefully can put, I don't know, a few hours, like fucking 2 to 6 maybe, or more. Maybe more. Maybe I'm like, okay, we're on a roll, but I highly doubt it. And I figured I'd make a video trying to explain the fact that like this might be the first game I ever shelf that I'm like, yeah, we're done. We're not even gonna beat it. And like one of my goals was like, if I start recording it or start streaming it, we're gonna finish what we start. So you can 1, review it, and 2, have beaten it. Like there was a time when I would just start a bunch of games and never really complete them. And I don't like feeling of it not being complete, but like if it's just not hitting, there's nothing I can do. Like I'm not gonna force this to fit or force it through when it becomes so unbearable that I've literally avoided it for the last like 2 weeks just because it's fucking garbage. But I'm going to try, because the next game we have coming out that I'm looking forward to is a Souls-like game, which I'm new to the Souls-like genre, so I'm ass at them. But like I genuinely enjoy it, and this game looks fucking good, and I haven't heard anything as negative about games or about this game as I have this one, Avowed, right? So from here on out, I'm not going to pre-order shit. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to waste my money on something that, like, sells me a fucking lie or can't even deliver a tiny piece of what they said it was going to be. A fucking tiny piece. You didn't even give me a scrap. You gave me wrappings and said, here you go. That's a snack. And I'm like, I can't eat fucking plastic. They're like, well, you can try. And if you don't like it, that's on you. We love it. Like, how fucking disrespectful. Like, oh, well. Well, I guess we'll know by tomorrow. And if you ever see a review, then we know we beat it. If I don't ever review it, then yeah, no, it's not even worth your time. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, say something nice, say something mean, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have an actual update video about everything going on my channel and my thoughts moving forward. Been kind of putting that one off too, but God, this game is something fucking horrendous. So, see ya.